Now this is a smart clinic. It's a hospital website that comes with tracking, where you can track a patient, track a doctors, and know every information you want to know about either the patient or the doctors, or anyhow you created it in the admin, anyhow you design the tracking to be, it's exactly how it's going to be like. Now I'll give you a quick run over of the website. I'll explain everything to you. I'll do some tracking for you. I'll show you how to update the tracking and every other thing of such nature. Now first and foremost, let me give you a quick run over. Now this is the address, and this is the working time of the clinic or hospital or wherever you're using it for. Now this is the home, this is information. We have the about us department and the news. Now the department and the news are updated in the admin. The department is very necessary because for every tracking it must have a department. So this department has been updated in the admin. Or before I proceed, let me do a tracking for you. Okay, now let's click on doctor and patient. Now that's where you track the doctor or the patient or whoever you want to track. Now I have a tracking code I've created already, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and it's for that of a patient. Now if I click on 1 3 4 5 6 and select a doctor and click on search now, no result found. But if I enter that the same 1 2 3 4 5 6 and click on patient and click on search now, it brings the information of that particular patient. I'll show you how to add more to this, how to edit, how to delete, and how to make it suit exactly what you need it for. Now before we proceed, that I'll show you in the admin. Now before we proceed, let's go back to the home. Then there is also the news section. The news section is updated in the admin. I'll also show you that very soon. We have the services, which are the services the hospital or the clinic provide to the environment or the community. Now all those are listed here. Now the department, these are the list of the department that were created. So for each department you can actually click and see the information that the hospital have to say about the department. Now all these are also created in the admin. Now there is a contact page. Under the contact page you see the address, the phone number, and the email of the hospital. Now all these cannot be updated in the admin. There is also a live map of the address. All those I also show you how to edit that. Now if we go back to the home, we have the translator. It's pinned on the bottom left, so it's coming with a translator, and there's also a live chat already here. I'll show you how to edit, how to update the live chat to your own live chat in the other section of this video, where I'll show you the installation process. That's when you get the script, how you're going to, the copy you're going to get, how to do the installation, so you won't have any challenge if you get the script. Although if you get the script from us, you contact us, we can still guide you on the installation process. In addition, there's also a readme file in the script. There's also a readme file that shows you the step-to-step process of installation. So there is a YouTube video here which you can choose to update if you wish, because we don't have copyright of the video, so you can change it to the video of your choice which you have copyright over. So these are some information on the side. Something also amazing here is the appointment. Now this appointment is created in the admin. I'll also show you how that actually works. But it's something also very nice, because for you to see a doctor, you have to fix an appointment, maybe a consulting date. You have to be sure that you're going to the clinic or the hospital, that the doctor is available for you for that day, as long as it's not an emergency. So that's the essence of the appointment. So it's more like a pop-up news where you can actually check and see when you can actually come for consultation, counseling, or whichever you're actually coming for. So that's actually a good feature. So there is also testimonial here. Everything well written, and this is the footer. All this information on the footer can be updated in the admin. So quick to the admin. This is the admin. Let me click on login now. Now this is the admin end. This is exactly how the admin looks like, the dashboard, the department. Now I told you earlier that the department is created in the admin. Now when you click on the department, you can see the list of department that has been created. You can click here to add your department. something so necessary is okay. This department title, the image. I'll show you an example of that. If I come to department, you can see the department. Let me click on dentist, for instance. You can see the image. You can see the title is the dentist and other informations about it. So you can put the title, you can put the image, or if I click on department here, it shows the list of all the departments that has been created. So you can create more departments and it will add up to it. Then something very important is the create department form. Now this department form, for instance, you create a department form under patient. You know that, okay, you want to track a patient. What are those things you would like the people to view about that particular patient? So this is where you create the department form for each of the departments you create. I don't know if that's making sense, but I believe showing you physically, you want to actually see it. Now you can add more. For instance, this department, you want the person to enter their first name, they can enter their last name, they can enter their image. You select image. Let's say you want them to enter more information. Here you can click, you want them to enter their history. You can select text area for history. So it's just something like this. It's just something like this. So when you're done, you click on save. But we'll get to that. That's it on department. Then on members. Now this is important because it's linked to department. On members, if you want to create a member, now a member is who you want to track. You click on add member. When you click on add member, you now say, okay, is it a dentist? Is it a patient? Is it a doctor? Remember, you've already created a form for the patient, doctor, dentist, surgeon. You've already created a form. Once you're creating the department, you're populating the form. Let's say, for instance, for a patient, you click on select department. Now on default, I've already created some things about a patient. Under the patient, you enter the image, you enter the name, you enter the picture of the patient, the age of the patient, the next of kin, the illness, the cost of treatment, advance payments. Then if you want to enter more things, let's say after advance payment, you may want to have something like let's say balance. We'll show you how to add it, or you can create a new department if you want and edit it exactly the way you want. And if you want to edit the existing one, you can as well do that. So what I'll do is I'll come to the track, the doctor and patient. I'll enter 1 2 3 4 5 6, which is the tracking ID for that patient, and I'll click on patient and click on search now. Now it has showed about that particular patient. You can see cost of treatment is 500, advance payment is 200. There is a balance of 300. For you to add that, all you need to do is to come to the department, or you can create a new department and set it exactly the way you want. And if you come to patient, you come to edit. You can see the edit department form. Now we have cost of treatment, advance payment. You can click another one here and name it balance. If it's an image, it's a text area. Well, I'll leave it as an input because it's an input. Then I'll click on save. Then coming back to the member, we already have this member 1 2 3 4 5 6. There's also this member. There are a lot of members we've already created just for this demo purpose. So for the one we are tracking, you can remember 1 2 3 4 5 6 is tracking code. Then this is it. It person is a patient. So we can click on edit. You can alter the tracking code if you want. Now you can see there is balance here, so you can actually update this if you want. If you don't update it, it won't display. So you won't be like, okay, if I update some, it will affect other tracking I've created. It won't display. Now if I come here and reload, you can see the balance is not displaying. It's not displaying. So if I come back here and say balance is 300, you can even add discount if you want and update member. Then if I come back and reload, you can see balance has been added. So this is exactly the way it works. So you can update and configure it anyhow you want. And for the configure, we have the settings. Under the settings, this is where you can change the login information of the admin, the site name, the site description. If you're talking of the site description, this is where it's displayed. You can see it here on the bottom, that's on the footer. So you can edit this, change the name, you can change the logo. This site icon is the logo. It displays as both as the favor icon and as the site logo. Then the business email. Now the business email, when you come to contact, this is the business email. You can see display here, the phone number, the address, all here. Then that's for the settings. And for here is where you can change the password. Then this for the news. You can click on all news. If you come back to the home page, come to news, you can see the news that have been created. So you can add more news. You can click on each of the news and view the information about the news. You can actually elaborate it and make it larger. So you can edit. You can see this one is not having a title, and that's why it's not. This one I didn't put a title for the news, and that's why if you click on news, you won't see a title for here. So to create a new news, it's easy. Just come to news and click on create news. Then you can add the logo, the date, the title, enter the news. You can actually add links to it, add headings to it. This for the links. So you can design it exactly the way you want. Or you can get the HTML and paste it there, so it displays exactly the way you want it. So we have the appointment, add appointment, all appointments. So if you click to view all appointment, I think I showed you appointment earlier. These are the appointment that has been created. And if you come to the front end, come to home, we have the appointments here. Now this is the appointment that has been created. So what we'll do now, let's add an appointment and see exactly how it works. So to add an appointment, you come here and click on add new. You can say on Tuesday from 11, let's say from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Dr. Ben one on one appointment. For instance, then we click add appointment. Now this appointment has been added. So what I'll do is I'll reload this page. If you click on get appointment, you can see Dr. Ben one-on-one appointment Tuesdays. So this is exactly the way the appointment works. Then after that, I think we're done. This is where you log out. So on the continuation of this video, I'll show you when you get the script how it's like, and how the installation process. So I'll walk you on to the installation process. Yeah, for the installation of the Smart Clinic script, we're going to use cPanel. So depending on your hosting, it might not be cPanel. So whichever operating system your hosting is using, the setup is still very similar. So I think this should be able to show you the guidelines. So when you get the script, I'll show you how you do the installation. Now, I already have the script, so I'll click on File Manager. So when that opens, I'll come to the public_html, which is where the root directory where I want to upload the script. So I'll click on Upload. Then I'll select the file. Now this is the file, Smart Clinic. I'll download it. So this is exactly how you're going to have the file. So this is the copy that you're going to have. So that's what I'm working with currently. So I'll show you all the necessary steps. You can see how fast it's uploading. The file size is not so much. It's quite light. So wait for this to turn green for it to be totally completed. You shouldn't cancel at this moment until it turns to green. Now you can see it's green, so you can now click on to go back. Now this is the file. You right click and click on extract and extract the file. Now when you extract, you can now choose to delete your zip file, which I will do. While deleting, it's advisable you don't click this, so it will be saved on your trash. So in case something goes wrong, you can always go get it back instead of trying to re-upload again. So that won't waste much of your time. So it has deleted. So there is a README file that will guide you on all the process. This is the README file. So what I'll do is I will edit it, or rather make it visible, so you can see all the content on the README file. So on the README file, all the steps has been explained here. So what I'll do next is I will import the database. But before importing the database, I'll have to create the database. So to create the database, on the root of your cPanel, you look for database. You can use this search icon to get it quickly. So now this is database. So you can use either the MySQL database or the MySQL database wizard. Me, I love using the wizard. It makes my work super fast. So I'll click on it. So for your database, I'll call it clinic, and I'll click on next step. So now what I'll do is I'll just copy this to use it all around to make it very fast. So here I'll write down. You can use any name of your choice, then you create a password. So the password is what I copied there. Your password has to be 100% strong. So I'll click on create user. Now I've created the database, I've created the user. Now to add the database to the user, you must allow all the privileges. Just follow the step exactly the way I'm doing it. So you click on make changes. Now the database has been created successfully. So the next we'll do is we should go to the configuration file and set it up. For the configuration file, I explained it on the README file also, so you can see the location where it is under the app config main connect.php. So what I'll do is I'll come to the app, the config, the main, and this is the connect.php, this first one. And I'll click on edit. Then under there, I'll change these variables. I'll change these values. So what you should know is this is for local host if you're on your local host, while this is for your live server. So if you're on local host, you work with this. If you're on live server, you should work with this. So since we're on live server, I'll work with this. So I'll delete this and put the value which I copied earlier. Actually, it's actually the same thing. It's actually the same thing. So you delete this and put the value you already have. So I click on save. So after that, I can close here. So the next thing to do is to import the database. Now to import the database, you can come to database and click on phpMyAdmin. But if that is quite difficult for you, because on some hosting you might see so many things here that might get a little bit confusing, you can just use the search icon and type PHP and it gets you everything that is linked to PHP. This is the phpMyAdmin. So you just click on it. Now this is database clinic. You can see there is nothing in there yet. Now on the file, as shown on the readme file, you can see the database location, that is the SQL file location, app, config, then we have a file called hospitality.sql, which is the database. Now if I come back, this is the app, this is the config, then this is the hospitality.sql. So I'll download this. I already have a copy of it, so I'll download it. But there is two SQL files I added here. One is reset.sql, while the other one is hospitality.sql. Now if you choose to go for the reset.sql, the major difference is that reset.sql, it's totally empty. The database is totally empty. But if you go for the hospitality.sql, so many values has been populated already. So anyone you want to choose, you're fine to choose it. So the reset is totally empty. You have to put in a lot of things, but on the hospitality, just as shown on the demo, all those things done on the demo is part of the hospitality. So you choose anyone you feel you want to work with. They both are fine. And if you see it, you can see that the reset is just 703 bytes, while the hospitality is 16.95 kilobytes. So I'll come here to the database, I'll click on import. Then I'll select the hospitality. Then I'll click on import. And you can see there is no error. If you have an error, you will notice it here to be red. But you can see everything is fine. Now look at the database, it's totally populated. So what I'll do now is I'll go and load the site. You can see everything is set up, it's working fine. There is no challenge at all with it. So let's try to log in. Now you can see there is no challenge. It's that easy. It's that easy. You can see there is some population on it already. Some things are populated. You can see there is already patient, dentist, surgeon. But if you use the previous the reset.sql, you will notice everything here will be zero. To start from scratch. So one thing that is very important here is the readme file. So make sure that once you get it, you go through the readme. The steps taken on this video are all explained on the readme. Then if you have any challenge with it, we'll always be available to assist you. So thank you very much. I hope you love these scripts.